In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. I am Muhammad Asif Chaudhary and thankful to Institute of Tax Professionals who invited me to discuss an important issue, which is the Pakistan's tax litigation crisis. It's a major issue for the revenue collection of the Pakistan. Today, an article is published in the Business Recorder that Pakistan's tax litigation crisis, ATIR blockage, and what the policy reforms may be. I will discuss all the matters regarding the crisis. I will discuss how many revenue is blocked in this crisis and what is the way forward to overcome this crisis. First of all, I will introduce my topic that tax disputes are rising rapidly. I think it may be the reasons that there are not a fully professional person who can overcome the crisis and can collect more money from the taxpayers, because the basic purpose of the Federal Board of Revenue or its field formation is to collect money, not to go into litigations and create a crisis of litigations. Problem in the system design, not capacity. It's only the problem that design is not good, but there is a lot of capacity to overcome these things. If we talk about the statistics of 2026, total blockage of rupees 5.457 trillion rupees, that is blocked in the courts, and the revenue is losing from taxpayer side to pay the heavy fees to their consultants, advocates, and from the department side, they are investing their time in those cases instead of collecting money from the taxpayers. Now, how much is this figure that the FBR's target for the tax year 2025 and 26 was originally 14.13 trillion, which was first, then it was revised and it is reduced due to the shortage of revenue. Now it is a 13.45 trillion. If you compare this blocked revenue, it's almost more than 1/3 of the total revenue of a budget for 1 year's collection. It is a more than 1/3 of the 1 year's collection. You can imagine how much revenue is blocked in courts due to the non-proper plannings and inefficiency of the both sides. Now in ATIR rupees 3.3 trillion, so major part is in ATIR, Appellate Tribunal Inland Revenue, and if we talk about the cases, there are 21,767 plus cases in the courts. If I give the breakdown, court-wise breakdown, then in the Supreme Court there is 169 billion rupees cases are undergone or in pipeline, and in high courts litigation of 1.96 trillion is going on, and in ATIR, which is the largest share, that is 3.3 trillion, in more than half cases are in the Appellate Tribunal. What is the core problem? Not a lack of judges. There are a huge and so many bench of ATIR. I think first there were only I think 4 or 5 judges all over the Pakistan. Now there are a lot of judges and there is a lot of benches of ATIR. But what is the problem? Problem is incentive structure. What is the incentive structure? Incentive structure is a formal system of reward and consequences designed to motivate specific behavior, decision or performance outlook. Mean you give the judge should be so that he should be motivated to do a decision, he should be have a specific behavior or judicial mind, and he should do a decision, and his performance he should show his performance. So main problem is incentive structure in nowadays. While litigation increases, first of all, the high pitched assessment. While doing the assessment by the officers of FBR, I think there should be mind of collection or revenue, not increasing the litigation. I think in the word of the FBR officer, they use a word to do a chakka, mean reject everything, make a big case, and I think you are not doing a work for the Federal Board of Revenue. You are work for the advocates, you are working for the appellate authorities, you are not working for the FBR. So it's not sincerity with the FBR. If you doing chakkas, you should do sincerely, and sincerely with the judicial mind in your mind, and if there is any payable by the taxpayer, then argue with the taxpayer to pay this amount and I will not go into the case. So if you did not argue and you make a case of huge amount to reject all his inputs, expenses, etc., then certainly he will go to the court, and there will increase the burden in the courts, and courts will relieve him because you have not the proof for that rejections, and the advocates will enjoy the cases. So first thing is high pitch and routine appeal. Sometimes there is no need to be go into the appeal. It's needed that it should be discussed with both the parties and should be deposited the actual amount, but they did not go think about it and go to the appeal, and no accountability. So if I talk about the FBRs often make high pitch assessment without considering the settled law. So by making a case, settled law should be in your mind, and you should do it with judicial mind. When these cases reach to appellate form, many fails, yet the department continue to file appeal. If a case is rejected from appeal side, even that the department go for the appellate tribunal. This create a continuous pipeline of litigation which is increasing, and litigation increasing day by day. Now, why the system failure? System is failure due to the case inflow is more than the disposal. Disposal is very low, but case inflow is very much, and weak case management. There is no proper management of the cases in the courts. What are the issues of ATIR? Why there is a huge stuck of the litigation cases, and why the main amount is stuck in ATIR? One thing is no digital dashboard, so that the every cases should be pursued. If it is a appeal is filed in the system, and system show a dashboard that there is so many appeals and what is the time bar of that appeals, and when appeal is filed and when it should be decided, there is no automation regarding the ATR dashboard, and no virtual hearing, because if there is a problem of the advocates are in higher court and hearing is no possible, so it should be decided that virtual hearing should be considered, and limited specialization. Most of the peoples are not specialized in these cases. What are the international practices comparison? As I talking about the ADR, mean at alternative dispute resolutions. In UK mostly the ADRs, alternative dispute resolution committees are work, and they do by the committees, In Canada, filtering the cases, not every cases go into the appeal. And if we talk about the European Union, that prevented the cases and collection from the taxpayers, and litigation has a cost. But in Pakistan, as you know, there is no cost of litigation for the government sector, as they have to file an appeal in the High Court. There is no cost, and there is the LAs with very low fee, which they lose their cases. So if there is a cost of the case from both sides, then it may not be go every party in the cases. Now, if we talk about the Pakistan's weakness, litigation is a cost-free, as I discussed earlier, and weak appeal continue. It is not necessary to continue your appeal. You have to do appeal if it is a case weak or strong. I think you should decide that if your case is not strong and is a weak case, you should not go for a appeal. Now, what are the economic impact? Investment uncertainty. When there is a lot of cases and every organization have to go in the cases, then the mostly people go for take their investment to overseas, and they did not invest in Pakistan, because if you did not provide them proper relief and justice, then the most of the investors go beyond and did not come from the outside of the Pakistan, and there is a low compliance rate and weak tax to GDP ratio. What the reforms are needed for that? First of all, there is need of accountability from PN to the member of Appellate Tribunal. It is very necessary. Every person should be accountable, and cost regime, there should be cost for the filing of appeals so that the cases should be decided, and ADR system and alternative dispute resolution system refer to the method of techniques used to settle the conflicts outside the traditional formal and court litigation. Mean you did not go to a formal courts but decide with the taxpayers and officers mutually. And what are the structure reform? There should be a national tax courts specifically, because in High Court you can see that there are judges who are learning who are hearing the case of taxes and other cases in the same forum. So there should be a national tax courts and dedicated benches in a High Court for specifically tax cases. As everything is going on the automation, so the court system should be also go to the technology reform. There should be technology reforms, digital dashboard and virtual hearing. Now I will conclude my discussion by saying that shift from litigation to resolution and reform incentives so that the burden on the courts may be decreases. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Subscribe for more tax insight, and if you have any question and answer, you can call on this number. Your question will be answered. Have a nice day.